Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vicki Weber at Behrman House, and I am here to demonstrate for you the how to use our online learning center. So welcome today. We have a few more people that I expect will be joining us as we get underway, but I did want to get started because I want to take full advantage of the time we have together and end at the promised time at 1:30. So welcome to our second webinar on the introduction to the Online Learning Center. We're going to be running introductory webinars each week on Thursdays at 1 o'clock, and we'll be covering a variety of topics, including Hebrew in the Online Learning Center, blended learning, how to use our resource libraries, and you can find out more about our webinars right on our website and sign up for as many as you like to attend. We welcome educators and also if you'd like your teachers to sign up, we would be delighted to have everyone. So welcome. I will be trying to stop now and again for questions, and if you would like to type questions in the question box, I will get to as many as I can. We will be reviewing the questions after the webinar to make sure that we have responded to all of them, and we'll send you any updates as they're warranted. So again, thank you for joining today for Introduction to the Online Learning Center. We're very excited about this new way to engage your students in online learning and blended learning, and to help really take the Jewish classroom into the 21st century. Today in our webinar, I'm going to be covering a lot of the basics, including signing up and registering emails at behrmanhouse.com in order to participate in the Online Learning Center. I'm going to be showing you how to get in, how to set up your school, how to invite teachers and students, how to create a class, how to create specific lessons, how to initiate online discussions and projects in the Online Learning Center, and how to post a variety of multimedia materials. So again, thank you for joining me today. So first I'd like to show everybody just getting into the Online Learning Center. We've tried to create several very easy to find front doors to the Online Learning Center from our home page. And actually the easiest is on the right hand side of our home page under Do You Want To? This is a menu item we've created to get to a lot of the resources throughout our website as quickly as possible. And for right now we have put the Online Learning Center right at the top. Do you want to enter the Online Learning Center? Some of the other ways to get in, we've created a couple of special buttons if you happen to use our educator information page, which is located under the purple button. We have created a great big entry button for the Online Learning Center just at the right-hand side of that page. If you have families who are using the Online Learning Center, they will have a similar button on their page as well, which they can get to, again, right from our home page under Families, and they click on the Families button, and they too would have a great big button to enter the Online Learning Center right here. We are in the process of creating one on the student page of our website, and it should be up quite shortly. But again, even before you do that, you can just come to our home page and click on Enter the Online Learning Center. This will take you to a main page, which we call our front door. And here folks have an option. If you are a member of the Online Learning Center, you would come to the purple button, Already a Member, log in here. If you are not yet registered or you're not yet participating in the Online Learning Center and you want to bring it to your school, we've given you a couple of opportunities to either sign up your school if you're an educational director, or to recommend to an educational director to create a school in the Online Learning Center. So to get in, I'm just going to type in my email and my password, and I'm going to click Log In. And this will take me directly to my dashboard page in the Online Learning Center. And I just wanted to show you very quickly, if I did not know whether I was participating in the Online Learning Center or had created an account. I'm just going to log out very quickly. And at any time, if I wanted to enter, if I'm not sure that I'm a member, I could simply type in my email address and it will check for me. So in this case, I'm going to get a message saying, sorry, unrecognized username or password. And if I think I have forgotten my password, I can click on Forgot Password and have it send it to me. But if I've not registered, let's say that I think I forgot it and I want to click Forgot Password. If I'm not registered, I click Email. I will get a message that says, oops, sorry. I will get a message that says, sorry, but this email address is not recognized in the Online Learning Center or at behrmanhouse.com. So if I or one of my teachers or students were to get a message like that, it's an indication that I need to register my email address at behrmanhouse.com. And I do that simply up here at the top of our web page. We have a sign up button. So I'm going to get out of this page. And at any time, I can sign up to register my email address at behrmanhouse.com by filling out a username, my email address, all of the things that have, anytime you have an asterisk on a field on our site, that means that it's a required field for you to fill out. Because the Online Learning Center is designed as a private and permissioned space, anyone that you want to invite into your space in the Online Learning Center will first need to register an email account. That's the way the system recognizes them. So once this is all filled out, then the Online Learning Center will recognize your email and you'll be able to get into your So I am in, and I'm going to log in, and it will take me directly to my educator account. Sometimes, if I happen to be in the wrong page, or if I'm in a page where another person has logged in before me, I will need to make sure that I'm logged out from my colleague's username and log in under my own name. And as you may have noticed, I got a Take Me to My Synagogue button, which brings me to my dashboard page in the Online Learning Center. My synagogue is called Temple Beth Test for our session today. And as the educational director, I have the ability to create and then maintain the information about my synagogue or school's information. When I first create my school in the Online Learning Center, I will be asked to fill out a page that looks very much like this one, except it would say Create Synagogue rather than Update Synagogue. And I'm asked to type in the name of the synagogue if my synagogue has a nickname that we use. I can browse for an image or logo on my own computer so that I can personalize the space for my school. I type in my educational director name, the address of my school, my email address, and a phone number. And then I simply click on Update Synagogue. If I'm creating it for the first time, this green button will say Create Synagogue. As the educational director, I am the only person in my synagogue or my school who is able to update that information. So it can see that the Temple Synagogue, Temple Beth Test has been updated. I click Take Me to My Synagogue. and I am back here. As the educational director, I also have the ability to create messages that will go school-wide to all of my teachers and all of the students who registered in my school with a school-wide message. In this case, I have talked about our Congregational Passover Seder, which will be held April 7th, and I've included a Passover picture because I think that will be pretty. At any time that I want to change it, I can click the Edit button, and edit buttons in green will show up in any area where you are allowed to make changes. It pops up in a new window, and I have the ability to change the message. Let's say that we've decided that the synagogue, the Congregational Seder, instead will start at 6:30. I could take out this picture and change it with a new one, and then I can post it back so that everyone who's connected to my school can get the message. So now it's going to start at 6:30. I've personalized my page. I've put my my photograph, and so that the space is personal for me. This was a feature we added primarily for students so that they would have feel a connection to their page. So whoever is logged in will see their own picture. I can also see all of the teachers that I've invited to teach in the in my particular online learning center. And of course, again, this is a private space, so only the teachers that I invite are able to participate, and they will see only the classes that I have asked them to teach. As the educational director, I have access to all the classes that I have created. These are the classes I've created in my school. Each class is delineated by a specific blue box. I can also, as the educator, send a school-wide email. If there's an alert, we're having a snow day, I can send an email that will go out to all of the members of our community. And I can add new classes at any time by clicking on this button. But first, let me see all of the teachers that I have invited to participate in my school. I have right now 3 teachers in my school, and I can see whether I have added any additional. By viewing invitations, I can see that I have sent 3 invitations. All the invitations to my teachers have been accepted. And if I want to go back to my page, I just click the green Back to Synagogue button, and it takes me back to where I was before. To add a new teacher at any time, I simply click on the Add Teacher button. Once again, everyone in the Online Learning Center is recognized by email address. And I have the option to either find a teacher using the email address, or if I have invited this teacher before, or if the teacher participates in another school, it's very likely that I will find the teacher using their names. So if I want to invite a teacher to teach in the Online Learning Center, you can see that it has an automatic search figure, and I can find the teacher that I want to teach. I'm going to invite David Behrman to teach in my class. I put in his email address, and I click Add Teacher. His name will show up here. I can add as many teachers as I want all at once. If I make a mistake, I just click the Remove button, and that teacher is removed from my invitation list. If I wish, every invitation already has we've already created an invitation that will go out automatically. If you want to add additional message, you can in this box right here, but you don't need to, because there is an automatic message that invites the teacher to teach in your class. And I click the Send Invitation button. So I will click that, and it will say Mail Invitation sent to David Behrman to join the synagogue. I can now go back, and at any time I can get back to my original page either by clicking on Online Learning Center or by clicking on Educational Director. We tried to make the navigation as simple as possible. And so now if I go and view my invitations, I can see that I have sent an invitation to David Behrman, but the invitation has not yet been accepted. We have noticed that occasionally the invitations do go into spam boxes, so as you are getting ready to set up an online learning center for your school, we would urge you to have your school members add the email address for the online learning center to their contact lists, and we can give you that information. So right now I'm going to go back to my synagogue, and I'm going to create a new class. It's very simple, and everything is pre-formatted in the Online Learning Center. So I'm going to click Add New Classroom. And here, as you can see, you have a form. It's a very simple form to fill out. I can give my class a name, and I can call it Introduction to Judaism. And I'm going to have this class could have software attached. If I was going to teach one of our Hebrew materials, I can add Hebrew materials at this time. This class I'm going to set up without Hebrew materials, but if I did, I would just click on the kind of Hebrew I wanted to put in this class, and also click the number of licenses I would need, which needs to match the number of students in the class. I can fill out any of the other information I desire, including what grade it is, the subject, when it meets, the time the class starts, anything that might help me. And then I click Create a Class at the bottom. And as you can see, Class Introduction to Judaism has been created. And this is what my class looks like. Inside my class, we can see I have not added any software. I don't have any students yet. I have a class bulletin board. So much like the school-wide bulletin board, I have a bulletin board that is just for the members of my class. So if we're doing something special, if it's a snack day, if we're going on a field trip, if there's anything, or just a welcome message I can put here. And again, I can edit it using the green edit button. Right now I have no posts in my class, but I can certainly add things that I wish. And I can go back to my page. And now I can see that on my dashboard page, I have created an Introduction to Judaism class. If I need to, if I decide that that's not a class I want to have in my school, I can just click Remove and delete it very easily. Or if I want to make changes to it, again, I just click the Edit button. As the educational director, I am the one who has the permission to create classes and to remove them. I can also at this time assign my teacher. I have assigned Vicki Weber to teach this class. I will go down. I had forgotten to click the green button before. And it seems I mistakenly added some Hebrew software that I didn't want to. And again, if I made a mistake, I can delete this class, and I can delete or keep any of the posts, and it's very simple. Now, I also want to show you from the point of view of a teacher in the Online Learning Center. I am signed up as a teacher in the Online Learning Center. My dashboard page is personalized for me, and I actually am teaching in 2 separate classes. As you can see over here on the left, I have been invited to teach both in Temple Beth Test and also in the Behrman House school. And I'll just show you the other school very quickly. So I can see when I click into my Temple Beth Test School, I get the school-wide news. I'm not teaching any classes currently, and in the Behrman House class, I am teaching 10 classes, and I can see all of my synagogue information here. I'm going to stop for just one moment and see if I've gotten questions. One. I got one that I cannot hear me. We do record the webinars, and we will be posting them as we go. So if you need to listen at a later time, you can. And I also wanted to show you very quickly that in addition to the webinars, we do have available on our home page, and I'll just go there very quickly. We have a page called Learn to Use the Online Learning Center. From our home page, you can click on Learn to Use the Online Learning Center. And we have a variety of video tutorials that will take you very quickly, step by step, through many of the things I'm discussing today and some of the things we'll be going through later on. So you click on the piece that you'd like to see, for example, how to create your synagogue, and you can click on the video and watch it right there. We have additional ones: how to add a teacher, how to create a classroom, how to add students to a class, how to prepare a class, and we even have for students how to create a classroom discussion and how to post a comment. We will continue to add to these video tutorials as we go. And for those of you who prefer something written down, we also have PDF versions of each one of our video tutorials, so that you can print it out and post it or send it around so that we have this available for you. As time goes on, we will also be offering question and answer opportunities within our forum at behrmanhouse.com, and you can reach that simply by going either to the bottom to our product question and answer forums, or through the Explore and Shop button and click on the Forum button. And once again, as we move forward through this school year and into next school year, we will be maintaining the forum as a place for questions and answers. Initially, we will be monitoring and answering all the questions, and over time we expect that a lot of our educators and teachers will be able to ask and answer questions of each other. So we're going to go back to my classroom. And here's just a third way to get in. At any time that I'm logged into behrmanhouse.com, you can see that I have a button at the top called My Account. So at any time, I can go to the top to My Account, and we can see my profile page, which I can edit at any time if I want to upload a new picture or change any of my other data that's on file. There's also an entry point for the Online Learning Center. In addition to that, if I have purchased any materials in the Behrman House resource libraries or other software, I will be able to find that under these buttons on this page. So this is a very valuable page that we will be demonstrating more about as we go on. So right now I'm going to click into the Online Learning Center and go back to my dashboard page, where again I can see which school I'm teaching in, which has been personalized. I can get my school-wide messages, and I can run my classes. In the Online Learning Center, I have a class called Sample Classroom, which I'll take you into right now, and it has a number of discussions. I have created a class bulletin board message. It says, Passover is coming, let's learn Ma Nishtana, and I've added a photograph to enliven it a bit, and again, I can edit it at any time using the green Edit button. My class has several class discussions that I've created, and in particular I wanted my students to start encountering Ma Nishtana, and so I went to the resource libraries and found a video of the Sesame Street Kids Talk with the 4 questions that I can send them to look at any time. And I can play it right in the Online Learning Center by clicking play. My students have access to it. I have a choice of either plugging my laptop in and showing this on a projector or a wall in my school, or I can at the same time have students log into their account in the Online Learning Center, and they would be able to view this at home. I can ask them questions and have them post comments. So I can say, please listen to Ma Nish Tana and practice. And to post the comment, I simply click Post Comment, and it will appear right here at the bottom with my photo. So anyone who has personalized their page with their photo will be able to see the photos of themselves and of the other people who are participating in the discussion. My students and I have we have a choice. We can either create a new comment or we can reply to a comment. And at this, I wanted to let you know that actually as the teacher, I have the ability to give my students permission to for the level of participation we want to have in our class. So for those students who are ready, I can set my classroom settings at this purple button here, and I can allow my students to make new posts of their own. So for example, if I had a 7th grade class that wanted to have a discussion and I wanted to enliven it, I would probably want to have them make new posts. If I had a much younger class, I might want to reserve the ability to create new posts for myself. But in this case, I'm going to allow students to make new posts. I can also decide at that time whether I want an email to go out every time I have created a post in order to let my students know that there's something for them to do in the Online Learning Center. Otherwise, the material will wait for them to log in. And I'm going to go back to my class. The other thing that I can do whenever I add a comment or add a post to the Online Learning Center, I can give them permission to comment or not. So down at the end, at the bottom of any post that I create, I can check or uncheck allow comments. So these are two ways that I have to control the kind of discussion that goes on in my class. The last thing I'd like to show you today is how to create a new discussion in the Online Learning Center. So I can go into my sample classroom once again. I click Add New Post. And here again, I will be taken to a form that I can fill out, and I can say Passover discussion, fix my typo. We will be and I can add a photo if I like by browsing on my computer. I can add a YouTube video by pasting in the URL. I can add attachments of any kind. It takes Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, anything that you would want to, PDFs that you want your students to be able to see. And I post this to my class. And we can see I have created a class discussion. When I go back to Sample Classroom, you'll be able to see the new discussion right here in its blue box. And my students will be able to see this as well. In addition, I can search. I have buttons at the top to search the resource libraries that we have recently made available. So if I was looking for a video to post in my class, I would click on the libraries. Here we go. And if I wanted to look for a holiday resource, I click under holidays and go to Pesach, and immediately all of the materials related to Pesach will show up on my screen. And if I want to show a video, I click on the piece that I want to show. Here's the Seder Plate mini movie. And I have the opportunity up at the top to share on my classroom wall. I click Share on Classroom Wall. And I'm going to, these are all of my classes in the Online Learning Center. I click Sample Classroom, go down and share to these classrooms. And then in my class, I go up and I click on the refresh button. And now my new discussion with my Seder Plate mini movie has been posted. So any of the videos that are in our resource libraries can be posted. And whether it is a free resource or a paid resource, I can post it in the Online Learning Center and play it for my students. So I'm going to stop here because we have reached our time. And again, we will be having additional webinars throughout the rest of the school year, and we anticipate more coming in the fall. I invite you to return for additional ones. My colleague Terry Kay will be hosting a webinar next Thursday on using Hebrew in the Online Learning Center. And again, I encourage you to visit our homepage and find the list of our other webinars. Under Learn to Use the Online Learning Center, we have a list of our webinars right here under Training Webinars, and you can see all of the webinars that we have available. I just remind you that to set up as an educational director in the Online Learning Center is free. All you need to do is register your email address, the one you wish to use, as an educational director, registered at behrmanhouse.com. Give us a call. My associate, David Schwartz, will be delighted to authorize your account as an educator in the Online Learning Center. There is no charge. In addition, anyone who's using our Hebrew materials in the Online Learning Center, there's no charge for teachers who wish to do that. For teachers who wish to mount classes that are Judaica, we charge $50 per teacher per year, and that's for an unlimited number of classes. The students may participate in the Online Learning Center at no charge beyond the charge for the Hebrew or other materials in the Online Learning Center. We have started to create materials for some of our other textbooks. We will be creating online companions for some of our classic books, such as Welcome to Israel, Explorer's Bible 1 and 2, our Prophets book that came out last year. So we're very excited about those, and we think that you will be too. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My email address is Vicki, V-I-C-K-I, at behrmanhouse.com. And I'm so pleased that you joined us today. If you have any other questions, please get in touch with us. We really want to make sure that everyone knows how to use this. And thank you so much for joining me today. Take care. Bye.